So let me guess, you're trying to hunt down Rashi and the boys, but your raids are going a little bit like this. Oh my god. Okay, I'm dead too. Well, don't you fret, my young Timothy. By the end of this video, we will mold you into a boss hunting god so you can extract with all the golden TTs your little heart desires. In this video, we're going to go over what kind of gear you're going to want to bring to each of the maps, the strategies for fighting the boss and his different spawns, and what kind of loot you're going to want to bring out to sell on the flea market and for the quest later on down the road. Let's start by giving you a little bit of info on Reshala before we dive into how you're going to want to fight him. Reshala and his guards are, in my opinion, by far the easiest boss you're going to be fighting in the game. Him and his boys have a pretty low HP pool, and their armor and guns aren't really the greatest when it comes to bosses, so the odds of your thorax being removed from its body are pretty low. At the time of this recording, Reshala's spawn chance is at 15%. This can change, though. There's going to be 3 locations you're going to be looking for the bosses to be spawning at. The first one's going to be Fortress, the second one's going to be Old Gas, and the third one's going to be the Dormitories. Before we send you out on your way, let's go over some of the things you're going to need to bring with you, like guns, armor, helmets, grenades, and some other things that might be helpful for you on the way. When it comes to your armor, any level 3 or 4 that you got laying around the inventory that you don't really need, it's probably going to be your best bet. You don't really need anything higher than this. If you're going to be using a helmet, a 6B47, or a SSH are going to be your best bet. I don't really run them personally because I don't think they help, but to each their own. Most any gun's going to work out pretty well for you. Personally, an AAK or an AR platform like this AUG here is going to work out pretty well for you. I also have another clip that I'll be showing here soon that has a AK-104 that I use. I'll show the stats on the screen right now for you. You're going to be going for headshots, so 8.55 or PS ammo will work just fine. The biggest tip I can give you is grenades. You're going to want to make sure that you're always bringing at least a couple flashbangs with you. As you see, I'll throw this grenade down the back of the building. If you listen to the background audio, I actually don't hear the bosses yell. If there is a boss in the vicinity, he's going to voice line for you. If you don't hear it, then you can move on to the next location pretty quickly. I'm going to run over to the back of 2-story right here. I'm going to throw another grenade at the back of this building. I don't hear anything coming from the inside, so I'm going to just continue on to New Gas. Bosses have different voices than your average everyday scav. Here's an example of what the boss voice line is going to sound like. Alright, let's talk a little bit of strategy. We know the boss is here at New Gas. My favorite thing to do is approach with this white wall. You're going to use this wall to get up close to the back of the building. The thing with bosses is you don't want to expose yourself or leave yourself in the open to get shot at. Bosses have a lot harder time shooting you if you're close to them and do quick lean peeks rather than trying to shoot them from a long ways away. You got 3 locations the boss can spawn at New Gas. You're going to have out back here, you're going to have out the front of the store, and then you're going to have in the actual store itself. Your biggest friend here is going to be your lean peek with Alt, Q, and E. You want to not overexpose your body. You see, I see the guards there on the inside, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold Alt, and I'm going to tap my E so that I can get a little bit of a lean going and try to go for the headshots here. I am going to miss a couple of my first shots, so I'm going to unpeak, and I'm going to repeak them over and over again. You don't want to expose yourself for too long to these guys, or they will shoot you in the face. So moving on to Fortress, you're going to want to approach it from the new skeleton side. Keep this hill between you and the MG. You don't really want to hit the back of the building because the bosses can spawn out there, and if they catch you in the open, they are going to shoot you, and you're not going to have a very good time. Front of the building is also a place you want to avoid due to Crack House and the MGs on that side of the building. But once you get inside, you want to grab a flashbang or 2, throw them, listen for the boss aggro. When you know they're here, you start trying to hunt down what side of the building they're actually on. Usually, Reshala and a couple of his guards will spawn upstairs, and then the other 2 or 3 guards are going to spawn out back underneath near the extract door, or they're going to spawn out the back of the building in the direction that I'm facing right now. When I get to the top of this building, you're going to see Reshala at the other end. I'm actually not going to kill him with this mag, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to prone and put some kind of obstacle between me and him so he doesn't shoot me. Get that reload off, calmly stand back up and shoot him. This boss doesn't really aggressively push you, but his guards can sometimes push you after he dies in an aggressive manner. So in the case like this guard right here, he shoots me a couple times in the chest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to back off, readjust, and relocate. Fortress is really easy to do this on. Every door on every side of the building can be used as a flank. So you saw me take that round to the chest. What I'm going to do is I'm going to heal this up before I push the rest of the guards in here. I'm going to pull out another grenade, and I'm going to listen for the guard aggro to figure out exactly where they're standing. I hear one guard close to me, and I hear one guard to my left. So I peek this guy, does a nice little swan dive for me. I hear the other guard to my left, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to peek him slowly. I'm going to miss the headshots on him, so I'm going to just re-peek calmly, take him out real fast. Another thing to note here is that for some reason in point 14, scavs are pushing dead bodies very quickly. So when you are killing bosses or you are looting players, keep an eye out for that. Make sure you're aware. It'd be tragic to hear about an AI scav walking up on a player while he's looting a boss and him getting killed because he's not paying attention. All right, the last place we're going to look at is dorms. There is a few different ways to go in here. My favorite way is to go up the car extract side. Go in from 2-story. You're going to throw a bunch of grenades. Try to flush them out. I did hear them yelling in the background, so I know that they are here. I just have to try to locate which floor they're actually on. I sped up the background footage a little bit so that we can get a idea of how I try to clear this out. Usually second floor is the most common place to see them. I'm going to run up to third. They can spawn at the end of this hallway. Throwing a grenade or two down to the end is going to flush them out if they are up there. As you can see, they're not here, so that leaves one floor left, and that's going to be the first floor. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave, and we're going to come in from the car extract side again. Don't try to push this middle staircase down the middle of the first floor. They tend to group up on it if they are down there, and that'll get you killed relatively fast. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in here. We're going to open the door, and if you notice, Reshala is going to be at the end of the hallway. I can see his gun sitting right there. One quick headshot. He's dead. The rest of the guards are actually going to be in these rooms with the shut doors. I believe there's one right there in the hall. But watch what happens when you throw these grenades, right? So you can see there's one hiding behind the door here. You can see that there's one inside of the room, and he actually shuts the door on himself. Instead of trying to push this door, what you can do is use those flashbangs that I keep telling you about. You're going to pull one out and put it down the hallway, and if you watch, the boss is going to actually kick the door back down to try to get away from the grenade. The last guard ends up being outside. I'm able to kill him, but that's just a quick, easy way to clear dorms out. This is by far the easiest location to kill the bosses at because they are not the smartest and their pathing is not the greatest on the inside of this building. All right, so we've gone over what you're going to need to take to these maps. We're also gone over what strategies you're going to use to fight these bosses. The last thing you're going to need to know is the quests that you're going to be fighting Reshala and his guards for. Jaeger's going to give you the Huntsman path quest line. One of them is going to be to kill Reshala and recover his golden TT. Your next mission is going to be to kill 3 of his police guards. Unfortunately, you're going to have to do that quest after you turn in the one for the Reshala kill. Your next 2 quests are going to be loot quests. You're going to be looking for 2 of these 6B43 armors. If you can get them both like I did in this run, you definitely do not want to leave one of these on the body. You want to extract with these. These can be a headache to try to get later on down the road. These Black Rocks as well are going to be for a So A Good quest. You're going to need 2 of those as well. Those are a little bit easier to come by. The guards seem to spawn with them a lot more. A couple other things you're going to want to keep an eye out for loot-wise is going to be the RK3 handguards. These will be on the AKs, so if you have an extra holster slot, make sure to bring one of these AKs out, as the handguards sell for a lot on the market for a gunsmith task. The Monstrum sights and the GL stocks can also go for a decent amount, but they're also good stocks and sights to just use personally to save yourself a little bit of money. Make sure to also be checking all the mags on the bosses to see what kind of ammo they have, and make sure you grab them if you want them. All right, homies, so that's it for this video. Hopefully it helped. Hopefully you're able to get your Reshala kills. I plan on posting more long-form content on YouTube. It's been in high demand for my community ever since we started streaming. If you guys want to catch us live stream, we are live 5 days a week over on Twitch as well as TikTok. Make sure to stop by, drop a follow, hang out for a little bit. We can talk, chat. If you guys have any more recommendations for any other YouTube videos or questions or videos that you'd like created, make sure to leave a comment down below. Like the video, subscribe, and hopefully we'll catch you on a live stream. I don't have an outro just yet, as we are just starting the YouTube, so I think we're just going to end the video. Till next time, homies, my name's Steve-O. Hopefully you guys have a fantastic evening, and we'll catch you on the next one.